Welcome to Do-It-Yourself Full Range Hi-Fi Speakers. It's Peter from Sydney, Australia, and I've got a little weekend project. I've put a little 2.1 amplifier into a lovely little timber cabinet. So I'm planning to make a little timber case for my little 2.1 Class D amplifier to go with my Bloodhound 3-inch Visiton FR8 full range speakers. Now it's a 2.1 amp, so this is the bottom of the amp, by the way, with a big heatsink sticking out of the bottom, and I'm going to have to incorporate that into the bottom of the cabinet with some sort of a cutout to allow the air to circulate to that. Now you can see the brand name there. It's a SINI Audio XY-S100L. I'll put links to the site where I purchased that below. I think it was around about $30 Australian, so probably around about 20-ish American dollars. So what's on the back? What's on the back? Okay, we've got an aux connection. So there's Bluetooth and aux and a USB. And I think they're all switchable by pushing on the volume knob. We've got an audio output, I guess that's for headphones, 3mm, looks like a 3mm output. And then we've got speaker terminals, so these are like screw connections, so I'd need to have that recessed into the top timber section of the cabinet so I can access those screw heads. And then so from all right to left to right as we're looking at it, we've got speaker left, speaker right, woofer, we've got DC in, DC out, I think, and then at the end DC in. Now, what does it say? 26 volts. So I'm using like a laptop transformer to power this, and luckily it's got that right size. Didn't come with it, the power supply, but I had one lying around that was the right size. I'm not an amplifier guy, so I can't describe any of these circuits or any of that, but let's have a look at the front. Okay, what have we got? I think I showed you this before, but we've got the big volume knob, and it's a clicky knob, so I think that's the selection between Bluetooth, USB and aux. There is a little blue light that comes on somewhere in behind there to tell you it's on. And okay, then we've got, now that's an infinite sort of turning knob. It's got a little clicky feel to it, not a voluble click, but you can feel it with your fingers. These controls, these four other controls in the front are just left to right, and that's the extent of their movement. And so you got treble and bass. I think that's a logo there. I have trouble reading that, sorry. And then the subwoofer controls at the left. So what I plan to do is, this is going to be the bass. I'm going to cut that down so the knobs come out the front, and I'll saw it off level with the back here. It's quite small then. And then I've got this beautiful piece of hardwood. Some lovely striations in the grain, and that'll be for the sides, two sides and the top. So we'll have a lovely wood grain top. They're not the same timber, they're both hardwoods of some description, some sort of Australian hardwoods, I'm guessing, but very strong and nice to work with if you've got nice sharp tools. I've got a couple of sharp tools, so. All right, here we go. Leave me to it, and I'll maybe take a couple of snaps during the construction process, and it shouldn't take me that long really, because it's very small and only 4 pieces of timber. See you soon. Okay, so I've done the cutting out. I've got the base section here where the heat sink goes down into that hollow section, and so how I'm going to fix this on here, because what I figured in the first instance for my prototype is I would just a couple of washers here to prop under there just to level that up. You can see there's nothing just in that section, that middle section of the board, or that side there where those washers could interfere with. So I'm just going to super glue 2 of those to that height, and then another 2 on this side under there, just to level that up. And so for the moment I'll just double-sided tape between the washers and the board to just hold that in place, and then so that'll be sort of wholly underneath the board. And then we've got the 2 sides going on like that and that, and then the top. Now the top's been cut out for the now that will sit in a bit. I'm just going to sit it in as far as the I don't know if you can see it, but see how the knobs, there's a gap between the faceplate and the knobs, so I'm going to line up the back of the knob with the front of the timber, kind of like that, and then so that the sides come out just a tad in front of the faceplate, and then the top will go on kind of like so, just butt jointing that with glue. I'm not going to put any fastenings on there, and then you can see around the back we've got access to the speaker terminals and the screws that hold the speaker wires in together. So I'll just glue that up and clamp it, and then we'll have a sound test with my Bloodhound speakers. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, well, there's the glue up. I'm pretty happy with that. It's I've wiped all the excess glue off, a little tiny bit in the joint, which will probably turn clear, and then I'll sand any small excess off. Got a bit of a mismatch in the joint on that side, but not too bad. So there's the super glue I used to attach those washers for the spacers. So that's just a container of PVA wood glue, but I've refilled that with what is it? Tight Bond number 2 from my woodworking club, which I get for free. And Tight Bond 2 is a awesome woodworking glue. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll let the glue dry, and tomorrow we'll hook it up and have a listen. Cheers. Couple of nice shots here, just showing the finished product. So I use a 50-50 mix of food safe oil and beeswax. The beeswax I get from a local apiist who lives not far from me, and that's way cheaper than buying it from the hardware. And I just I melt a bit, then rub it on, and then rub off the excess, and just keep rubbing. And then I give it a little bit of a go with a heat gun just to smooth it on and make sure it gets into the wood.
On the first day of the journey, the traveler was prepared. Words of consolation were never heard. He didn't know where he was going, just a poem in his mind, and all the things he valued left behind. Running for the money, running for the fame, lost where he was going and forgot his name. The promised land was waiting, his vision led him on, but only promises were waiting for the rest gone. So he asked the band of travelers who turned the other way, left him in the wilderness to face the day. Running for the money, running for the fame, lost where he was going and forgot his name. He wandered through the desert where the land lay in waste. He was guided by a blinding sun which burned his face. So he turned to the mountains where the air was fresh and clear, and the cold wind chilled his body and his death was near. Running for the money, running for the fame, lost where he was going and forgot his name.
I just put my little brand name on the woodwork, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm probably going to be doing some more of these, but I want to find a better sounding amp. There's a few little things I don't like about it, such as no on-off switch. I couldn't get the USB to work off my laptop, only off a pen drive. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Like and subscribe. You know the drill.